Did you know that nearly 70% of millionaires didn't inherit their wealth? Instead, they built it from scratch. It's not just luck or a one-time big break. They have systems, habits, and mindsets that help them create and keep their fortune for decades. In fact, the wealthiest 1% in the US own more than 40% of the country's total wealth. But how do they do it? In this video, we'll uncover the real secrets behind how the rich maintain their wealth over time. Forget about flashy lifestyles and instant success stories. We're diving into the strategies that millionaires use to protect, grow, and multiply their money. From building wealth from nothing to investing in hidden opportunities, you'll learn how the rich think, act, and plan for the future. Get ready to discover the surprising habits and strategies that keep millionaires on top. Trust me, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. You're about to find out exactly how they do it. Stay tuned. Chapter 1. From Ground Zero to Golden. The Millionaire Genesis. Starting from zero, the rich understand that wealth isn't about luck, it's about recognizing opportunity. A 2019 study from the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that 64% of millionaires didn't inherit their wealth, they built it. They don't just wait for the perfect moment, they create it. One of the most powerful tools in their toolkit is risk. Unlike most, they view risk as an opportunity to move forward, not something to avoid. Warren Buffett once said, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." Millionaires take calculated risks, investing in ventures others might consider too daring. Another strategy is learning from failure. Many millionaires have faced setbacks, but their ability to bounce back sets them apart. Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This relentless perseverance is a hallmark of those who build lasting wealth. They also focus on their network. A study from the Harvard Business Review found that 85% of success comes from networking. The rich know it's not just what you know, but who you know. Chapter 2. The Secret Fuel. How millionaires engineer their daily routines. Millionaires don't just wing it. They follow routines that keep them productive and focused. For example, Richard Branson's morning begins with exercise and meditation, setting a tone of productivity. A report from the University of London showed that exercise increases brain function, which directly impacts decision-making. Similarly, billionaire Tim Cook starts his day at 3:45 a.m., prioritizing emails before his first meeting. Their routines are more than just habits, they are strategies that fuel their success. They also value time management like no one else. A study by the Harvard Business School showed that time blocking, or dedicating chunks of time to specific tasks, increases efficiency by 25%. Millionaires often work in intense, focused bursts to maximize output. They understand that time is their most valuable asset. As entrepreneur Steve Jobs once said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work." Additionally, they prioritize rest. Elon Musk, often considered a workaholic, famously works 100 hours a week but also emphasizes the importance of sleep. He said, "If you're sleep deprived, you're not going to be at your best." They know that recharging is crucial to long-term success. Chapter 3. Wealth Without Limits. How millionaires multiply money. Millionaires don't just work hard, they make their money work for them. One of the most important strategies they use is compounding. Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. They understand that the earlier you start investing, the more powerful compounding becomes. A study by Charles Schwab found that investors who start at age 25 have 10 times more wealth by retirement than those who start at age 35. Beyond stocks, millionaires often invest in real estate. Forbes found that 90% of millionaires have real estate investments in their portfolios. They view real estate as a way to diversify and build wealth steadily. But it's not just about buying properties, it's about understanding how to create value from them. Many wealthy individuals invest in undervalued neighborhoods, renovating properties and renting them out for passive income. Millionaires also look for opportunities in emerging markets and industries. According to the Global Wealth Report, 30% of billionaires' wealth comes from technology, illustrating their forward-thinking nature. They are early adopters, capitalizing on new technologies and innovations before they become mainstream. If you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay updated for more wealth-building strategies. Chapter 4. Learning from the Elite. Millionaires' Secrets to Lifelong Growth. Millionaires never stop learning. They actively seek out knowledge from books, mentors, and experiences. Bill Gates reads about 50 books a year, constantly expanding his knowledge. A survey by Thomas J. Stanley, author of The Millionaire Next Door, found that 63% of millionaires read at least 30 minutes a day. Learning isn't just for the early years, it's a lifelong pursuit. But it's not just about reading, it's about learning from real-life experiences. Many millionaires take unconventional education routes, from mentorships to trial and error. Richard Branson, for example, dropped out of school at 16, but his self-taught experiences gave him the skills he needed to grow Virgin into a global brand. In fact, more than half of self-made millionaires have no formal college degree, according to a study by the U.S. Trust. Their learning is strategic. They learn specific skills that will move them closer to their goals. Steve Jobs focused on design and user experience, two elements that transformed Apple. Millionaires constantly evaluate where they are, recalibrate, and learn what they need to get to the next level. Chapter 5. The Mindset Matrix. How millionaires think beyond the ordinary. The way millionaires think is a game changer. They often operate with a mindset that defies convention. Take Jeff Bezos, who famously left a stable job to create Amazon in the middle of the dot-com bubble. He says, if you double the number of experiments you do per year, you're going to double your inventiveness. Millionaires embrace failure and see it as part of the process rather than a setback. Another key mindset shift is long-term thinking. Most people focus on short-term gains, but millionaires focus on sustainable wealth. In a survey by Fidelity Investments, 76% of millionaires said they make financial decisions with a 10-year horizon. This long-term view allows them to make strategic investments that compound over time. Millionaires also adopt a growth mindset, meaning they believe their abilities and intelligence can be developed. This mindset, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, helps them overcome obstacles and continue improving. As Mark Zuckerberg says, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. Risk, for them, is an invitation to growth, not something to fear. Chapter 6. The Ripple Effect. Millionaires who teach wealth to future generations. One of the most significant ways millionaires maintain their wealth is by teaching others. They don't just pass on money, they pass on knowledge. The richest families, such as the Waltons, Walmart, have learned to manage and sustain their wealth over generations. A study by the National Endowment for Financial Education found that only 30% of families pass wealth successfully to the second generation, and only 12% do so to the third generation. Millionaires understand that wealth without wisdom will evaporate. Many millionaires start teaching financial literacy at home. Warren Buffett, for example, famously taught his children the value of money and investing from a young age. They also invest in philanthropic ventures, knowing that their impact extends far beyond personal gain. Oprah Winfrey, for instance, channels her wealth into initiatives that empower others, creating a cycle of wealth creation in the communities she supports. By teaching others, millionaires ensure that the next generation will not only protect their wealth but also grow it in new, innovative ways. As Tony Robbins, one of the world's top wealth coaches, says, the secret to living is giving. By investing in others' growth, they solidify their legacy and multiply their impact. If you enjoyed these insights and want to learn more about the millionaire mindset, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay tuned for more valuable content on building and maintaining wealth. By adopting these strategies, millionaires don't just survive, they thrive. Through calculated risks, disciplined routines, smart investments, lifelong learning, forward-thinking mindsets, and teaching others, they create a lasting legacy of wealth. These are the secrets to maintaining wealth across generations, ensuring that it doesn't just exist, but grows exponentially over time.